I was gonna record this when I left the barn, but I forgot. So this is Chip. So his owner's selling because he's not getting out, so he hasn't been out in a little bit, and he hasn't really been on these trails, right? Because he hasn't been out much since you've been here. So I'm taking him out by myself. He went right out, but you know, he's a little looky, he's a little nervous just because he hasn't been worked, for one, and then the other, he hasn't been out here. And then he's coming out here alone, and he's a more follower type horse, so you just got to push him and he will go out. But he does need, you know, in groups probably most anybody could ride him, but if you're going to ride him alone, he needs somebody who knows how to ride some, who's going to steer and, you know, keep him paying attention. But you see, like, the trees hit my head. He doesn't care about that stuff. And he doesn't care about a lot of stuff, but he's just a little bit more looky and a little bit more nervous when he's by himself. Out in the open, most of them are like this. Out in the open, they're going to be more confident because they can see further, but when it's single track in the woods with closed turns, you know, if a bike jumps out, any of them could spook. But otherwise, once he's out here, he moves out pretty good. I'm not putting my leg on him or anything. He's just walking out, and he has a nice smooth gait. And he's pretty sure-footed. He doesn't usually trip much. He might stub a foot, but usually nothing big. There's people out in the boots, and he's not used to people in boats yet, so he's going to get better. He'll get used to this stuff because now I'm riding him again, and I'll get him out. But so you see kind of who he is, you know, at his worst. This is what I like if he doesn't get out much. If you don't know it, all horses are better the more they're worked. If they're only ridden once or twice a week, they're not going to be on their best behavior. The older they get, if they're used to that routine, they get better. Because some people say, well, the horse had never cared about anything. And I always go, did he grow up on your farm? Yeah. Well, he knew where he was, and he was always in the same place. So yeah, that's a lot more relaxing. But when they're in strange places, it's different. Okay. And it always takes the horses and the people usually a year to adjust to each other. So everybody hates this little creek. Good job, buddy. No, it didn't take him long at all. He just looked at it like, what the heck is that algae stuff? He's a good climber. Good job, buddy. And he's super fun to ride. I like to ride him because he'll move out, but he'll actually go slower if you're in a group. But by himself, he can move out quite good. And he's got a nice canter, nice gait. Okay, we go. Yeah, he's like, what the heck is that? People in a boat. Good boy. Wow, everything's priced so high, and then they don't get paid as much.
And the paperwork is stupid.
Yeah.
And health coverage when you're overseas.
Uh-huh.